Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is the home stretch of the 10th Annual Hope Global Forum. Have you enjoyed it? Woo. We have had the biggest meeting of our kind in the world this year, our 10th anniversary, but I think we've got to do more. About 2 years ago, I was able to go see a gentleman I now call the Steve Jobs of this generation. I went to the office of Sam Altman in San Francisco. And I walked around the building a couple times because it was like a little fortress, nondescript, couldn't figure out where the front entrance was, which was on the back. And I go in and he's dressed in some jeans and a t-shirt, and he pulls up his Apple computer and shows me a demonstration. I had no idea really what I was looking at, but it was a prototype for ChatGPT. So he asked me my opinion about what he should do, and I said, you gotta talk to underserved communities. You can't just roll this out like everything else gets rolled out, talking to us, not with us. And he said, sure, I'll be happy to do that when I go on tour. I get a call from his office. I'm sorry, Sam's too busy. He's international right now. He comes back, he can't do underserved communities. He's going right to Washington, D.C., or wherever it was. And I said, no, he cannot not speak to underserved communities. It's a strategic mistake. Yeah. So I texted Sam directly. Sam, you gotta come to the hood, D-A-H-O-O-D. And Sam said, let me work on it. So I get a call at Milken's conference. Michael Milken is here, by the way. Yes, he just flew from Dubai. You'll hear from him in a minute. I get a call when I was at Michael Milken's conference at 2 in the morning from Sam Altman saying the President of the United States, President Biden, needs to see me at the White House in 2 or 3 days. I'd like to go from the White House to your house. I'd like to come to Atlanta, Georgia. Can you organize a meeting? By the way, if you ever get a call like this, don't do the paralysis of analysis. Don't navel gaze. Don't let the perfect become the death of the good. Just say yes. Figure it out later. So I said, sure. And I hung up the phone. I turned to Shacher. I said, I have no idea. I'm going to pull that off. Let me wake up Dr. George French. So I called George French. I don't know what time it was. I know it was midnight this was midnight in LA, so I guess it was 3 in the morning. I woke up Dr. French, he only said yes because he was delirious. Oh, God. I need a meeting. He organized the meeting. Sam goes from DC to Atlanta. We have the King family, the Young family, the presidents of all the HBCUs, everybody in the room, and my mind was blown. In 30 years, I've never been as excited and as terrified as what artificial intelligence presented itself to be. And it's just become more significant since then. Sam agrees to come to, he tours Clark Atlanta. I think he goes to Morehouse as well. He agrees to come at the forum at the last minute. You remember he had a slight employment situation. Okay, you guys missed all that. He comes back to OpenAI. He comes on the stage. As he's walking on stage, I said, Sam, we should announce the AI Ethics Council. He said, sure. Now, his staff would have said no, by the way, just to be clear. And we announced the AI Ethics Council. That was a year ago. And we can issue our report this year, our first report. We hit all the marks we promised. But we got to do more than just be PhDs. We got to be PhDs, too. We can't just navel gaze and stare at the problem. So there's going to be job loss. There's going to be 70 million jobs. Poof. No, not whoo. Gone. And if you're black and brown with a high school education and no hustle, you've been working at a convenience store or gas station or a grocery store or a fast food restaurant, done. If you are an accountant, maybe, done. Anything can be automated. Just give you some context. Am I boring you or are we okay? I'm getting to a point. Just trust me for a second. There's an estimate that in 2018-ish, the investment in AI was insignificant. Between 2019 and last year, the investment was $54 billion. Hold on. Between now and the end of 2025, the investment is estimated to be $200 billion, 4x in 1 year. This train is moving. Your life will be different by 2030. Completely different. Job losses and job gains. 70 million jobs lost, 80 million jobs gained, but those who lost it are not gonna be the ones who get it unless you train and retrain your mind, your space, your place, and take your space on the stage of change. Now, I don't like sitting around and waiting for trains to hit me. I believe in rainbows follow storms. You cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. I believe we got to set the table, Brad Johnson. We have to set the table for the future, and I believe the underserved communities are a big part of that future. So, I've talked, we had all the sports commissioners. Never happened in the history of America. Yesterday. What do? They cultivate young people for NFL, NBA, baseball. If you're in Canada, hockey. In elementary school, they farm club you. In the middle school, Dr. Johnson. By high school, they know who the pros are. You get a scholarship, Dean Phillips, and then you're ready. He was a basketball player, and you're off and running. But they do that. But for the largest economy on the planet, who's farm clubbing, who's nurturing, who's cultivating our kids for accounting, finance, business, healthcare, AI, technology? No one. So, about 2 months ago, I had a crazy idea. And I called Dean Phillips of Georgia State University. And we had a meeting. And I said, I have this dream of mine, this crazy idea that we should pipeline kids from kindergarten. By the way, I apologize, I didn't call you first, Dr. Johnson and Ms. Mitchell. I had this idea, but we were already partners. I was gonna pipeline kids from kindergarten, where we already have 8,000 kids who have child savings accounts, thanks to Mayor Dickens and APS and Superintendent Johnson. We're the only community in America where every kid has a kindergarten Hope savings account at kindergarten. By the way, if you have a savings account with money in it, you're 75% more likely to graduate from college. So we're already teaching financial literacy. We're already farm clubbing future capitalists. But I want AI literacy. So I talked to Dean Phillips about, let's farm club these kids from from elementary, kindergarten, and then let's cultivate them in middle school, and then high school, elementary school, and high school. Let's let them create the jobs of the future. Let's get them to create the apps of the future. Let's get them to create intellectual property rights that they can monetize and own themselves. Let's let tech companies come in and cultivate their spirits, ignite their imagination, get internships out of middle school, apprenticeships out of high school, and then let them get scholarships into college, and let the tech companies hire them out of the ATL. Dean Phillips said yes. APS said yes. Superintendent is here. School board said yes. The chair of the Atlanta School Board is here, Miss Mitchell. HBCU said yes. Dr. French of Clark Atlanta. Dr. Thomas of Morehouse. I believe we're gonna have Spelman, but I can't talk for Spelman right now, but I believe Spelman, they're on our council. I believe they will be on board as well. MasterCard said, here's a couple dollars to project manage this. This all happened in 2 months. Sam Altman said, I'm with you, don't give me any more work. but I'm happy to do it. You do the work, I'll give you the support. I said, that's all I need. I'm here today to tell you, we have an agreement for the AILP, the AI Literacy Pipeline to Prosperity Project. Atlanta, you are the first city in the world to pipeline the future prosperity of our kids in artificial intelligence. Please, Dean Phillips, bring it home. By the way, temporarily I made you an honorary black man, so there you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I'm not sure I can replicate John, but I'll do my best. Let me give you a couple of statistics just to put some numbers behind what John was talking about just a minute ago. Netflix, how many of you are subscribers to Netflix? It took 10 years for Netflix to get to 100 million subscribers. It took 7 days to get to 100 million subscribers on ChatGPT.
Wow.
Let me give you one more statistic. In the United States today, if you are awarded a patent in the first 10 years of your career, you are 10 times more likely to come from the top 1% of households in the United States than you are if you grew up in the median household income in the United States. And you can imagine the systemic differences across not just socioeconomic background of the people who are innovating in our economy, but also the differences in race, the differences in gender, and the differences in where you grew up. These are real systemic problems because we don't want just the top 1% of wealthy children to become the people that are going to determine what society looks like as ChatGPT and these extraordinary technologies develop. We need broad-based participation in the innovation and the diffusion of that technology through the economy, in the new businesses that will be coming. But we need them beyond that, too. We need them in the public policy conversations. We need them in the conversations about how that technology is going to be regulated for the benefit of humanity, to make it safe. It can't be just a small percentage of our society that participates in the wealth and creation that will come from the development of that technology. That's what we're excited about to do here in partnership with John Hope Bryant and Operation Hope. Operation Hope is participating in hundreds and thousands of schools across this country. Georgia State University is a top 5 university in innovation, as noted by U.S. News & World Report, for the last 10 years in a row. We want to bring these two extraordinary organizations together to develop a program that is about innovation for all.
That's right.
That's what this program is about.
That's right.
It's going to take two things. One, creating exposure for students K through 12 so that they have an understanding of what it is that's coming, what it is they're going to need to do in order to be able to participate in the economy that's coming. And number two, they need to understand financial literacy. If they're going to build the businesses that are coming in the next generation, they may not be working for large corporations. There are going to be hundreds and millions of entrepreneurs that are going to develop this technology because this technology is known as a general purpose technology, and it is going to be hard to close your eyes today and imagine the society that we're going to be living in 10 or 20 years. That's an extraordinary power that we need to make sure that ends up in the hands of a lot of our society and our economy. That's what we're doing here today. That's what we're excited to announce is the launch of a pilot program to get this started next year, and then ultimately to scale this across the state of Georgia, across the United States, and we'll see what the boundaries are after that. So thanks very much for your attention today, and more importantly, if this is exciting to you, please let myself or John know. what it is that we're doing. We've certainly got an initial set of partners we're going to be working with. But if there's others who want to participate and make sure that we end up with innovation for all in our world and in our economy, we look forward to partnering with you and hearing from you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dean Phillips. Now let's make this real. Can my team put up the MOU on the screen, the letter of intent between Georgia State University and and Operation Hope? That's the letter from the mayor. That's fine. This is the letter from Mayor Andre Dickens, just executed, I believe it was yesterday or today. He's in South Africa. He's signaling his support, and Mayor Dickens is represented on the stage here today. Do you have the letter also from Georgia State University? I give my team impossible tasks, but they do it pretty well. Well, that's the City of Atlanta's letter. That's fine. While they're finding that, let me tell you who the members of the AI Ethics Council are. Sam Altman and myself are co-chairs. Ambassador Andrew Young, yes, 92 years old, AI. I just love it. He's backstage, by the way.
I think he's 92.
I
think he's 92.
92, did I say 92? Yeah. Dr. Bernice A. King, who's continuing the dream, she's backstage. Dr. George A. French, he's on stage. Dr. David A. Thomas, he just sent me a note. It was a miscommunication. He's here in spirit. He would have been here, Morehouse College. Dr. Helene Gale, God bless her, from Spelman College, and we assume her predecessor will replace her on the council. Dr. Angela Williams, President and CEO of United Way Worldwide. Reed Hoffman, who founded LinkedIn, amongst other things, on the technology side. Van Jones, who said famously 99% of black people don't know anything about AI, and 99% of rich white people don't know anything about AI either. So we're all on the same page. We will distribute the letter from Georgia State and Operation Hope later. We'll make sure it's on the board later so you can see it. But this is now, with the signing of us affixed to this document, this is real in the world today. We already have cities trying to replicate us. It's not even started yet. We've gotten calls already saying, can we bring this to our rural white areas, our black and brown urban areas? This is about inclusive economics for all. Please give our partners a round of applause. Let's sign the document. Dean, I'll let you go first, sir. That's a sexy signature, man.
There you go.
Mayor's office. I'm not sure that's yours, Andre Dickens. School board. Thank you. Dr. French, oh no, Dr. Johnson, that's okay. No, the kids come first. Without K through 12, this doesn't work. Superintendent Johnson, Atlanta Public Schools. Dr. George A. French. CAU in the house. Ready? And do I have any space for me? Hold on a minute. Come on. And I'm signing Sam's name too. And it's done. Do you get it? Do you get it? Is this a good thing? Give them some love, please. Thank you so much. I love you very, very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. God bless
It'll be
you.
fun.
This will be fun. Get right here. Right here. I'll get right next to you. So this is the first project of the AI Ethics Council. The dean of the, and I also want to give kudos to President Blake, Georgia State University, who's supportive. He's a techie also. So we're going to take this across the country. But this, the master project, the model is Atlanta. So this has to work. This has to work. This is the model for the whole country. So if other cities, other counties, other states want to weigh in, we're happy to have the conversation. But this is the dream team for Atlanta, for the country. All right, let's get going. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.